so much for agreeing to do this. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is Combo. Welcome to Combo, a YouTube drawing show where I, Nathaniel Osollo, convince someone else to make a collaborative drawing with me. We use digital drawing tools to draw in the same space at the same time, have a conversation, and a good drawing at the end of it. But no pressure on the drawing. There's no quality, no pressure on the quality, no pressure on finishing or getting anything done. This should be a relaxed environment. If you're new to these videos, there's two reasons that I'm making these. Number one is to reconnect with people or connect with people that I've drawn with in the past. And number two is to promote my Kickstarter and whatever they're working on as well. Follow me on Instagram at iDraw, and follow today's guest, Kevyn Kyle, at Kevyn Kyle Art on Instagram. If you're following me already, you know about my Kickstarter for Dark Mouse, The Climb, and Other Tales. It's a brand new comic book that I just finished, and it's completely done, and I just need money for printing. If you are still kind, please share that, tweet your friends about it, send them Instagram DMs, support the book, ask them to support, tell everybody, tell your friends. And Kevyn Kyle is here. I'm gonna stop talking about my Kickstarter. If you're looking at the screen, there's a bunch of chicken scratch here because I was having all kinds of trouble with audio to try and get this up and going. And it turns out it was my headphones, so I don't have headphones this time around, and I'm gonna figure that out before next time. And Kevyn Kyle, you've been so patient and kind with me. Thanks for jumping on. How are you? What is the elevator pitch for Kevyn?
Hello. Thanks for having me. I do want to thank you for having me in today's combo. My name is Kevyn, and I am currently working as a 2D artist in Jam City. Aside from that, I've worked in with other students to make a game. It's not released yet, unfortunately. And also, I'm also working as a concept artist in an upcoming short film with Spike and Crown. So that's kind of released. We've been doing marketing for that, but it's still not done. So I'm hoping that we'll get it there someday. So yeah, that's me. I'm a concept artist, 2D artist, like that.
Awesome. That's very exciting to be working, at least in my mind. That's like something that I'm super interested in, working as a concept artist on film and stuff. And you and I met in a class.
Yes.
And before we get too far into that, I'm going to do a little bit of art directing and direct everyone's attention to the screen and turn off some of this stuff and bring in some new layers and all this good stuff. We're going to be drawing together. And like I said, there's no pressure on on finishing or quality on whatever we draw today, but I like to start off with a ground or some kind of background color to work off of, and then just go with that. You can use as many colors as you want or as little colors as you want. I normally have a couple of layers going. Use as many layers as you want. But I do like to try and encourage anyone I'm drawing with to draw over what I'm drawing or draw under it, and for like us to get the drawings to interact as much as possible, if possible. If not, we can just have like two figures looking at each other. Was there anything you had set your heart on to draw today? Is there any movies or anything coming out that you're like, oh, I'm a big fan of this, we should draw that character, or anything like that?
No, actually, but I recently watched Turning Red. I don't know if you watched that yet.
I did.
You did? Oh
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday. It was pretty good for me.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, we watched it. Let's see, what's today? Today's Thursday. We watched that on Sunday, maybe Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, that thing was solid. No surprise, Pixar movie. They've had a good stretch recently.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to draw something from Turning Red or something inspired by Turning Red?
Yeah, we could do that. That'd be
Cool.
exciting.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Then I'm going to start off with some sketching in the background. While I'm doing that, I'm going to talk at you and ask you to and just pry you and poke you with questions and talk about where we met and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna give us like a dynamic background to work with, because
Nice.
the movie has, for anyone who hasn't seen the movie, it has like human characters, but it also has a kind of uh, not really Frankenstein characters. What am I trying to think of? Almost like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing going. There's these monster characters that some of the main characters turn into, which are
Mm-hmm.
really not monsters at all. They're giant red pandas.
Yeah.
Um, and there's probably a proper name for that animal that I'm not thinking of right now. But when they turn into that, some of them, they're typically much larger than the human character
Then
that they
human,
that they
right.
inhabit. So I'm gonna draw some worm's eye buildings here.
Nice.
Actually, let's go. Have you used Aggie? Have you used this website before?
No, actually, but it looks pretty similar to Photoshop, like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
simpler version of it.
Yeah, it's pretty much a lo-fi Photoshop, and switching between the Photoshop brain and this brain is can be a little bit of a challenge, but it's not most of the time, at least for me. Or yeah, I'll just say it like that. It's not too big of a jump if you're familiar with Photoshop, but I've been using this more obviously lately. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll do a somewhat dynamic background, a couple of buildings in here, nothing fancy. And then we can draw in front of them or behind them, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Gotcha. I'm glad there's no pressure.
Yeah, yeah. Don't feel like we're gonna show anybody this, or like we're gonna show people this, but like there's nothing writing on this. This is not for a gig or a contract, or we're not trying to land the deal. All right. Yeah, so feel free to get started whenever you like.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I'm looking at references too, so I remember it.
Oh wow, wow, I'm not even doing that. You're going far on this.
It's a habit.
That's good. It's a good habit. That research to like talk about the class a little bit. Researching stuff. There's so much I didn't know about the process of developing work or developing assets for entertainment work, which you're actually doing right now.
Hmm.
And like that, the class where we met was 2020, middle of the beginning of the pandemic,
Yeah.
and that was intro to concept design, right?
Yes, that's right. With Anda.
Yeah, with on this song. And had you taken any I think at that you've taken art design classes for entertainment. Like what's your degree in? I want to say you already have
Be
that.
before Art Center?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually went to Cal State Fullerton for like 2.5 years. And
Okay.
then after that, I went to Fullerton Community College for 2 more years before I went to Art Center. And my background pretty much is entertainment arts. So I've done a couple of concept work, but I wanted to kind of, I guess, enhance my skills a little bit more, than just having the same teachers. That's why I went to Art Center for that summer.
Sure, sure. Yeah, that was like my first crack at this, and like I learned like so much of like my schooling in the past had been just like uh oh, I don't like that at all. There we go. So much of like my art design schooling has been just like what some people call analog and other people call traditional, but it's like studio art, and
Oh,
lots of figure drawing, lots of painting, all that kind of stuff using like raw materials in your hands. And the entertainment stuff, I'd never taken a proper class, and like I realized like just with that one class, there's so much language that I didn't know. So much of the vocabulary that I picked
yeah,
up in that class was really, really handy.
I agree. I totally know what you mean. Even me, who's been in the school for a while, like I learned a lot still on this class.
Yeah. Oops, what am I doing here? Oh, there we go. I'm using the wrong tool. So this website has some quirks with it. Like if you hit the wrong, not the wrong, but like what you would think would normally be like Zoom, it's like the opposite of Zoom, depending on what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah, they have a lot of shortcuts. You can only go back so many times, or not go back. You can only undo like, I don't know, 20 times ish, somewhere around there. But yeah, what I try and do is just effectively make this like a drink and draw. Did you before the pandemic, were you a fan of like drink and draws, going out like that, just like hanging out with friends at a bar, drawing stuff? I don't know. I don't know if you drink or like what your social life was or is like. We only met in the pandemic, and that's it.
Yeah, I do. But usually what we do is plein air painting. So we go to the mountains, or like sometimes we go draw people in like cafes and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But I haven't tried drawing and drinking. We were gonna have that for like over Zoom as well, but it never happened. Everybody just got busy.
Oh, well, like people from the class?
Not in our class, but like in my school. Like
oh, okay, cool. Yeah, there's I've talked about it a couple times on these videos already, but there's this because I don't think you and I have talked about it. There's an online drawing group that meets every Wednesday, and they have like monthly in-person meetups, but the digital stuff on Wednesdays is kind of nice. So I'll send you links to that afterwards if you're interested.
I am.
Cool. We'll do that. All right, I'm just gonna do some very tasty looking blocks here. I'm gonna throw in, we're gonna go some purple outlines for these guys. Now, while we're drawing, you're drawing one of the pandas. Is this in your head like what your panda looks like?
Yeah, my panda.
Awesome.
If I was a panda, because that's why I added the glasses.
Yeah, that was my clue. Cool. I love it. And sometimes I name the layers because that's helpful. And I'll go a little darker. Dark, that's good. Actually, that's too bright. Go right there.
Nice. I remember your when we did the presentation at the last day for Anda's class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was super fun. Like I really like your pitch.
Thanks. Yeah, that's gonna be a real thing at some point. If I don't self-publish it, hopefully somebody else publishes it. But yeah, I'm saving all of that, and that's gonna be a pitch at some point. Like a actual pitch that I send to someone. So that's part of what part of the grand plan. I'm like working on this Kickstarter. I'm using that to build out the portfolio, or some of the artwork that I did for the comic to build out the portfolio. Over the next couple of weeks and months, I'll be doing some proper like portraits and other things for that, and doing some other assets because it's been a while since I've done that kind of stuff. But yeah, thank you. So for people tuning in, I did in our intro to concept design class, I did a pitch for a new Dark Mouse story that I haven't really told anyone about aside from people in that class. I was really happy with that idea also. So that's going to be a real thing at some point. It's basically Dark Mouse meets Indiana Jones. And I really enjoyed your story idea too, because you were, oh, that's cool. That's just like that right there is a sick addition and transition. All right, I'm not gonna geek out over that too much. I like your clouds.
Thank you. Sorry, my dogs are barking.
No, that's totally fine. How are your dogs? You have like a small horse, right?
Yes, I have 3 dogs and I have a Great Dane. One of them is a Great Dane.
Wait, you have 8 dogs?
Three
Oh,
dogs.
three. Okay, got you. Sweet. Yeah, Great Danes are no joke.
Yes, I totally agree. I can't walk him by myself.
Which one is getting agitated right now?
The smallest one. He hates people.
That's how my dog is too. He's not a fan of basically anyone he doesn't know.
Yeah, that's the 2 smallest dogs.
Yeah, I feel your pain. I'm not gonna. I don't want to get bogged down in building details here. I'm gonna see if I can copy this and just. I haven't learned all the tools in here either, or learned them that well, but I'm gonna see what I can do with this. I'm gonna create a new layer. Allow. Oh no, it's the same layer. Cool. A magic of digital art.
That's nice. I like that. All of the windows.
Yeah. Let's see. Now I'm just gonna copy this one. And move this guy over here. All right, cool. You mind if I color in your billboard?
Feel free.
Sweet. All right. Let's see. Pencil sketch. It's really colors now. What were we talking about earlier? Oh, before I was mesmerized by your clouds. I really enjoyed I want to say you were the only one in the class that was pulling inspiration from like true life events for their projects. So like the quarter term, the class long projects, for some context for anybody watching, was the idea that we're going to build all of the visual assets, or most of the visual assets that you would need for a movie, video game, or entertainment vehicle like that. And so we were all basically building a story off of the same kind of story template, and then all of our designs are going to be unique anyways. And you had a set of characters that are all dealing with a pandemic as well, or at least a virus or a disease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I had that story.
Do you remember what that pitch was, or what the main plot points of that were?
I think I remember the story was set in like the future of after the pandemic, or some sort of pandemic. It's not really COVID, but after some sort of virus has been released, and it's like the main character realizes that it wasn't an accident. So they were trying to figure out what happened and what they could do to fix it, because it really messed up the whole world, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So it was fun to do. Actually, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And you have some really sharp drawings. I really enjoy your style, and I really love that I'm able to like I've never had the experience because I'm this old. I've never had the experience of like taking a class with people and then being able to like follow them online. I guess Facebook has been around for a while, but like it's never been the case. Like I said, I never took an entertainment class like that before. So like following your work and like Honda's work and like other people from other classes I've taken now has been a unique thing for me. So that's been pretty cool. Yeah, I really like that. Anytime something can be like I don't know if that counts as like historical fiction, but when it pulls from reality, I always dig that. So what was your favorite part about Turning Red?
I think I relate a lot, probably because I am from an Asian family as well. So that dynamic of having perfectionism in the family is what I enjoyed a lot because they depicted it pretty well.
Oh,
So
awesome.
yeah. So I liked watching it. And aside from that, the expressions are super nice. The animation is great. The colors, I love the colors. I am a geek with color. So when I watched it, I was like, they did really, really well.
Yeah, that was a really pretty movie. I also really dug I didn't pick up on it until later, but like the way that the characters are drawn in, I don't, there's probably a specific name, but it's like it's a manga style where everybody, I guess not everybody, but like a lot of the characters have kind of a like a almost like a pear-shaped face,
Yeah.
and everything is like not super cute or like
Yeah.
hyper cutified, but it's definitely cutified a little bit. If that's a word.
Yeah. No, I totally know what you mean. Because we're used to like having like almost like perfect, not I wouldn't say perfect, but really beautiful characters. But then the characters that they made and the design that they made is like I feel like it's kind of derived too from Luca. I don't know if you've watched Luca
Oh man,
or the characters.
I
Yeah.
loved Luca so much. I cried on that one.
Oh, really?
A
Which
little,
part?
shoot, which part? Like I feel like I cried in like several parts. Definitely the end. Definitely the end of Luca. I got really, just like happy for the characters. Like, oh, cool.
Mm,
You don't have to hide anymore. You don't
yeah.
have to pretend to be something you're not anymore. That's such like I don't necessarily know that struggle, but
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that that's a very liberating feeling, and I felt for the characters. It was a really well done story, and like I cried with Turning Red too, not as much, but there were a couple tears.
Yeah. I really enjoyed both. I loved Lucas' colors too. It's so awesome.
Yeah, the textures. I'm getting really impressed and like almost afraid of like the textures that you see in CG movies or like with Pixar movies. Like not afraid like it scares me, but like afraid like um I guess it scares me a little, but just like just like afraid of like what we can do with technology. Like, oh, that looks so real. Like the things that you can forge now with Photoshop and different things that are really impressive in a scary way.
I agree. Totally agree with you.
Yeah. Let me see where we at. I'm gonna do these colors now. I'm just gonna do background elements for today. I normally try and do like a character as well in the piece, but we'll stick with background stuff, um, environment stuff, to use terminology that I learned 2 years ago.
It'd be nice to add like your own character though.
Yeah, okay, maybe I will. Let me finish coloring in this stuff. Just give these buildings some tops. Uh, yeah, I'm getting hung up on the details now, and I shouldn't be. That's my whole thing. It's like, oh yeah, no pressure, but I'm just like, these buildings aren't done.
I don't-
See, go new layer, and I think this thing caps out at like 60 layers, something like that. So go nuts.
Oh, awesome. That's good to know.
Yeah. Erase that.
I have this habit of doing Command S. And I'm like, no, I can't save it right now.
Yeah, you can. Well, it automatically saves, so that's cool. And technically, if you have the URL, you can go back and add to it or tweak it as much as you want.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lifespan on these. Like I'm sure they don't, like they will delete these from the website at some point, but I don't know what that point is, so let's not worry about it. All right, not gonna be precious, not gonna be precious, just shading in here. This one? Yeah, this one.
Maybe I'll draw the face.
All right. You know what else I wanted to ask you about is your work at, I know that there's stuff at Jam City that you can't talk about, so I don't want to ask you about any of that, but what was the process? You worked for Jam City, was it Three Apples, Third Apples? What's the name of the other one?
3 Apple Studios.
Three Apple Studios. Is that and are those, did you start getting entertainment work after your art center classes, or was like were you already doing some gigs before that?
I think it was after I started looking for a job, or like I started networking.
Cool.
And in LinkedIn, I was able to meet with a group of students, or they were like 2 people, students.
Sure.
And they were trying to make an RPG game. And that is, the company is called the Apple Studios. So I did like character design for the game. And we're still waiting for it to be released, and I would love to see it released. So that was fun. I also did concept work for, like I said previously, a short film. It's still not done yet. It's a short film, and I did storyboard work for that one and some characters. So yeah, and then after that, I got my job in Jam City.
Nice. And now you're doing games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Pretty much. Like what's is there anything that's already released that you worked on that you're like particularly proud about?
Yeah. Well, the game in Jam City is called Genies and Gems. So but the game's been out for a while, but I've done some art for it. And yeah, the movie though is we have an Instagram for it already. So if you guys want to stay tuned for how that's going, that'll be cool.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. All right. John, my panda. Again, not going to be too precious about it. Yeah, like as I'm drawing this, I'm like thinking about what you were saying earlier and talking about like research and working on going through those motions of like creating a project that helps me so much with my like just the comics that I work on, the self-publishing that I do, and I probably at this point in my life I probably should have picked up on some of that kind of stuff, but like being a fan of like entertainment the way I am, but like I just had never been given those tools or learned those tools along on my path. But I really like the idea of like finding different materials to be inspired from, and like pulling different references from online and having your your research board, or your inspiration board, what other people call it.
Mhm.
Like for Dark Mouse, I didn't realize how much of a problem my mouse characters had with like just looking so similar to each other,
Mm.
which is totally a thing. And so like in that class, like that pitch that you were talking about earlier, that for that story that I had, those characters are the most diverse looking mice that I've ever drawn. Every other mouse like kind of just looks the same. And like even with this comic book that I'm coming out with, the one that I have a Kickstarter for,
Yeah.
those mice all look, I'm gonna move on to the paint layer. Those mice all look uh, kind of the same. So like as I was like getting ready to print this guy, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back in and touch this up and tweak some things in here, because it's just they're just too similar looking. Like it would get confusing when you would draw, or when I would draw these mice, and like this one's, there's no characters named Jeff, but like this one's named Jeff and that one's named Ralph, but like Jeff and Ralph look almost exactly the same and they're wearing the same clothes. That's
Yeah.
a problem. So like that class really helped with that kind of stuff. I don't know what kind of feet they have. I'm drawing this looking like maybe like a kangaroo.
That's good. They have pretty stubby feet.
Oh, okay. Now we're gonna stub this up a little bit. Oh, they probably, it's like all four kind of paws thing. Do they climb?
I think they kind of do like pandas. I've seen one
Okay.
when I went to Canada. I've seen one
Okay. When did you go to Canada?
like years ago, like uh 5 years ago. This was before the pandemic.
Oh, okay, okay. So this is not like it's probably not native to Canada.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Me neither. There's
Don't quote me on that. Everyone who's watching who knows. I
yeah,
don't
right.
know.
We didn't for anyone watching, we didn't do a lot of research for this drawing here, even though we're talking about research. Something that's also really handy in this thing is you can make clipping layers. Let's see, top clipping layer. So um, like that's also like a tool from the class that I didn't know about. But it's real handy being able to like shade stuff and not have to like lasso it and whatnot.
How do you do the clipping layer?
Right click. Well, you got to have create a second layer above it. Maybe that's obvious. I
Uh-huh.
don't know. But create the second layer above it, then right click on it, and then toggle clipping layer.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Like 7:05. I said we would go till
Oh, I didn't realize it's so fast.
7:15. Yeah, right. I gotta really. I'm trying not to use an outline lately in my drawing, but I don't think I'm gonna get away with that this time. So I'm gonna use an outline here in a second. How have I want to ask like, and tell me if I should not ask, but I want to ask like pandemic-y questions. Like,
Mm-hmm.
are you starting to where are you on the going back out into the world scale? Like, are you like trying to go out to parties, or are you going like hiking, or are you just like stay home almost like 100% of the time? Where do you fall on that spectrum?
I go on a hiking. I go hiking with my dogs and my sister. So that's what I do. Um, I do go out often, but usually I don't really go out into crowded places, even
Sure.
before the pandemic. So it's not really that much different with me. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell other people that like, hey man, if you're an artist and people are telling you to stay home and like you really log in a lot of hours drawing, like it's not a big change for you. There's like maybe you get invited places less, but other than that, like it feels kind of similar to pre-pandemic. There's definitely
Yeah.
differences for sure, but yeah, if you're an artist and you're already a little bit introverted,
Yeah.
it's probably bad taste to just generalize and say you're probably well prepared, but you definitely have some experience with that.
I agree.
Yeah. Can I erase this? Nice.
This is pretty fun.
Good, I'm glad. Yeah, the other group that I draw with is like a lot of people into like skulls and you know, I'll say young male visuals, I'll say. So take that with a grain of salt if you'd like to join. Let's see, add one more layer to this. Do inks, or what I would call inks. Go a little darker on that color. I'll go pencil. Your guy is so cute. Look at him. What are your dog's names?
The oldest one, he's a Pomeranian Terrier. His name's Ace. The middle child is Venti, the smallest one. He's a Papillon Chihuahua, and then Kaiju is the biggest one, the Great Dane.
Kaiju.
Yeah, his name is Kaiju.
Perfect. I think my outline is too dark. I'm gonna keep it.
Wait, you said you have dogs too, right? Or a dog?
Yeah. We have one dog. His name is Pinto. He's an alpha, and he's about 15 pounds. But he swears the world will bow to him. He's he was a little difficult when we first got him, and that was something that the staff at the shelter warned us about. And like I didn't pick up on that the way I should have, but I'm really happy with him. I love him a lot. He's he bit me like 3 times when we first got him, and
wow.
yeah, so that was interesting. And like we were training him just to like, try and get him used to us as much as we could. And that helped a lot. We saw a lot of change there. And at this point, he's pretty good. I think he's growled at me once, like within the last year, so that's great. Yeah, that was a that was a thing for a minute.
I feel you. All our dogs are rehomes to us, so they too have like their little quirks that they got from their previous homes.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay, so like none of them you got like since they were young or babies, puppies.
Weirdly enough, we got them all when they were young.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but they were rehomes.
Gotcha. This is probably not accurate to these animals, but I'm sticking with it. You can't change it. Oh no. Let's go bright white. Right. Let's go right there. There we go. I don't want the white touches in his fur to be perfectly white. I want them to just be barely off white. And then this is making me remember that like I had some kind of animal that was like native to Central America in my story that the little mice would ride on. And I don't remember what that thing is called.
I remember that. Did you do that in class?
Yeah, did that
I
in
think I
class.
remember that.
Yeah, that's like a whole action sequence in there. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be the I really only included it because like we needed a vehicle that was part of the assignment. I was like, well, he's a mouse. It'd be cool if he rode other animals. So I included that thing. And
Mhm.
in the story, I didn't really get into this detail, but like I named her Tormenta, which in Spanish is storm, depending on your dialect.
Uh-huh.
And or maybe that's everywhere, I don't know. But the idea was that at some point she was struck by lightning. So like the idea is like the characters are like, we got to get there, and there's only one way to get there. You got to ride one of these animals, and like there's like an animal keeper or a farmer, and he's like, oh, you guys can take Tormenta, but be careful, she's been hit by lightning. And then like she like bumps into a
Oh,
wall or something. So she's very much would be comic relief, but also like an action, almost set piece later on.
yeah, I think I remember. I really like that vehicle that you did.
There's like I only bring it up because like I drew in a lightning bolt on her fur, and I'm trying to figure out like unique patterns to do on this guy. I'm giving him a lightning bolt. You can't stop me. Man, look at your guy. That guy's so cute. You know what it looked like? Take this however you want. It's not a bad note, but it
Uh-huh.
kind of looks like, have you ever seen Batman Returns?
No, the only one I watched is Dark Knight.
Oh, really? Like out of like the 13 Batman movies, that's the only one you've
Yes.
seen?
I mean, I've watched the other ones, but I was really young
Sure,
and I
sure.
don't remember them. The only
Okay.
one I remember is Dark Knight.
Gotcha. Okay. So in that version of the Batman story, it's the second Tim Burton Batman. It's called Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Had to think about it for a second. But in there, Michelle Pfeiffer plays Catwoman, and there's a set piece in there in a
Mm-hmm.
building that she works at. There's a giant, I think it's where she works at. There's a giant cat head kind of statue, rotating, spinning sign thing,
Mm-hmm.
and your character's head is a really nice looking orb, and it reminds me of that picture. I'm gonna see if I can find it really quick. We're almost done here, so I'm gonna see if I can find that online. um Batman Returns cat head, is that a thing? Oh yeah, that's crazy. Now can I copy this? Oh no, it's just a toy. I want like the movie screenshot. Here we go. Oh, and then like another thing from the school is like so many websites that have like handy tools. The Like Honda would show us just like so many like just like free tools that are like designed to be free, like a lot of public domain stuff, which I'm like a real wimp
Yeah.
for. Like there's a 3D environment or Google 3D.
Oh,
um
Google SketchUp.
yeah, Google SketchUp. There's like a 360 photo, not kind of like a photo bucket site, but they're all free photos you can use for like environments.
Unsplash.
I've used Unsplash. I found Unsplash. I don't know if I learned about that in the class, but there's another one. Hang on, it's called Stock 360 Panorama. It's all
Oh,
stock 360
yeah.
photos. That one is neat. I took a user experience class after Onda's class. That one I learned about something called the Noun Project. So if you're ever looking for like icon images or like just like really really basic graphics, they've got like millions of those there. Yeah, here's the cat head. Copy image. We can paste. Wow, look at you with the windows. This guy.
Oh,
It's so similar, is it
mm,
not?
yeah.
Yeah. And then here we go. This is better. Copy image. And bam.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, right.
I like
Like
that.
with this Google search, like it's crazy how many people are making like bootleg pins and shirts with this thing. So
Wow,
neat.
I need to watch it then.
Yeah, yeah. And the design in those movies is so, it's Tim Burton, so it's very stylized.
I love
Okay.
Tim Burton, so I should watch it.
Yeah. Oh no, I did this in the wrong. Hang on. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put this on a new layer. This one. No. Here. Paste again. I'm gonna get out of your way. Then I think you can change the opacity on some of these layers.
Yeah,
Normal.
I saw that.
Nice. Oh yeah, here it is, opacity.
That's funny.
We're gonna put them on the billboard. So I don't know how any of the other people that I've made these drawings with will feel about this, but most of the people that I've done this with, they are primarily analog or traditional art people. So they don't do too much digital stuff. And I'm a little faster than them with this tool, but you have drawn circles around me. It's awesome.
It's like it's because I do it every day.
Right. And that's cool. I really admire that. This is it's too drastic of a color. And then I'm just gonna leave the opacity down. Oh, you know what? No, I'm just gonna repaint it real quick. The new layer. And then we're gonna sign it and call it a day. We're gonna I'll release you back into the wild. There we go. It's a little like it belongs here.
Nice.
That's a lot creepier though. Ugh. There, I'm gonna leave it like that. That's so cute. God, that's such a cute panda. Awesome. I love your panda.
Thank you.
No
I
problem.
love your panda. And there's action in what you're doing. I'm just posting.
That's plenty. That's way more dynamic than what mine is doing. Okay, let's sign this bad boy. I normally try and hide a signature. Don't feel like you have to do that. I'm gonna get rid of that. This thing. There we go. That's better. It's just sticking out too much to me.
You can sign on the billboard if you want.
Oh, that's a great idea. Where is my proper brush? Oh, I'm going to. Oh, I have a selection going on. I always do that. If you ever use the marquee tool here, it's not the best, in my opinion. It's too sensitive.
There.
Now I'm gonna get all precious about my signature. Awesome.
Yay.
Cool, man. We did it. We made a drawing. And look at that. We covered it all. There's a nice color
background and everything.
Yeah, background and everything. Nice color range. Man, it's so I'm gonna save a version of this and like just take my guy out of there and just leave yours in there. It's
no,
totally...
that completes the whole thing.
Yeah, you're right. Just my outline really stands out. But I'm gonna leave it as is. This was fun. I appreciate you jumping on, and I'm gonna send you information about the other drawing group. So you can join there if you ever want. And I'm gonna bring your handle back up on the screen as well. Let's see, can I bring this up deftly? Scroll, scroll, scroll. Bam.
There you go.
Cool. Thanks so much for taking the time. For anyone still watching, thanks for making it this far. Support the Kickstarter if you haven't already. Go to idraw.com. Follow me at idraw. Follow Kevin at Kevyn Kyle Art. Where do you go hiking at?
I currently reside here in the Bay Area, so
Oh,
I go
really?
to, yes,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Were you there the whole time? Were you there like in 2020?
No, I used to live in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I know that there were some people, like I want to say we had some people in the class from Canada. That was a
Yeah.
that was another thing about the pandemic where like we were taking basically night classes, what should have been in-person night classes.
Mm-hmm.
But since it was online, we were able to see people from all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And like the next classes that I took, like there were people from like uh I want to say Chile and like Bay Area, of course.
Wait, you took another class?
Yeah, I've taken like that year in 2020 through a little bit of 2021. I took like 4 classes, 4 or 5, and then like other things like life was happening, so I wasn't able to keep doing that. And then I also wanted to really finish my book, so I'd stopped taking the classes. But yeah, I took a few other classes, not with Anda, but other teachers at Art Center. So I took the first one was the Intro to Concept Design. I think actually I took the user experience class before that, maybe after that, I don't remember. Then I took a kind of like the business and legal management side of art, which Art
Mm-hmm.
Center has an attorney teach that class and basically go through her slides.
Oh,
As a really, really handy class. A lot of good stuff that you should know about, like if you're going to start an art business, what kind of business do you want to set it up? Are you going to use an S corporation? Are you going to incorporate it all? That kind of thing, which sounds boring, but is really kind of critical. I'm learning
yeah,
especially as like I'm working at my current job, which is
yeah.
not art related. But and then I also took just like a general digital painting class, but digital painting, I think it was like for entertainment, something like that. So short answer, yeah, I took a couple other classes. How long you been in the Bay Area?
A couple of months. I just recently moved here.
Oh wow, that's super recent.
Yeah,
Okay.
super
Congrats on the
recent.
move. Is it like roommate situation, family?
Yeah, family. I live with my sister.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, if I ever go up to the Bay Area, I'm gonna hit you up and we can
For
go hiking or something.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks for jumping on. Is there any projects, social media, videos, anything online you want people to know about before we go?
Yeah, follow me. It's there posted on the screen. Currently I have no personal projects, but if ever I do in the future, I would love for you guys to join me on that. And also, thank you so much for having me today at today's combo.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Cool. This has been Combo. I'm Nathaniel Osollo. That's Kevyn Kyle. Thanks everybody. Have a good one.